Welcome to the Unique Mums podcast. My name's Anna and I'm a wife, mum, author, blogger and Jesus follower, bringing you biblical truth, devotions and encouragement so you can find joy, purpose and hope as you navigate through motherhood, one cold cup of coffee at a time. You can find the episode show notes, a free devotional and a lot more information at uniquemums.co.uk. Hello mums! So today is the last devotion in the Redeeming Time devotional series, and it's very special what I have to share with you today. So I'm just going to jump right in. So I'll just read the verse to you. This is from Proverbs 31 verses 17 and 18. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. So as mums, we are often busy. So we look after our children, we do housework, we carry out church or ministry commitments, we do voluntary work, the list goes on. We don't need to be told that we need to work. After all, we do it all the time. I believe that there's a difference, though, between industrious commitment to doing God's will and hustling around creating work for ourselves without first asking for God's direction. Let me explain what I mean by this. Sometimes we can work simply from this position of trying to be productive or trying to seem busy or to fill up our time or to please other people. And we're not really considering if that particular project that we're doing is God's will for us at that particular moment in time. As Christian women, we can sometimes feel guilty if we're not involved in every single activity and ministry out there. After all, church ministries are good. When we look at Jesus' life, however, we see that he didn't hustle around trying to end all the world's problems or being involved in everything. Jesus focused on doing the work God gave him to do, which was executing God's salvation plan and revealing to us who he is as God's Son. When we read Paul's letter to the Corinthians, we also see that the church is comprised of different members with different gifts, functions, and callings. So my encouragement to you as a mum is that you submit your plans to God, gain direction from him as to the work he has for you to do, and then, just like the Proverbs 31 woman, you work at that with all your might. So I'm going to share with you a few questions for you to reflect on, and these are there any current projects you're working on which you know you haven't surrendered to God for his direction? Are there any distractions that are pulling you away from the work God has called you to do as a mother? So those are the two questions for you to reflect on, and I'm going to pray. Lord God, I really pray that you would give us wisdom as mums to really follow your will for us and not to feel pressured or feel that we have to do X number of things or that we have to be involved in every kind of ministry and activity out there, Lord, but that you would help us to really focus on what you have us do, and that, we would just pour ourselves into that we would work hard in the things that you have given for us to do, but that we wouldn't strive or work in our own strength, but rest in you and trust in you and work with your help, Lord, trusting that you are the great provider and we can find all of our hope and rest and trust in you. Amen. Okay, so that's it for today's devotion. It was quite short, but I think it's really, really important that we just consider these things in the way that we live so that we're not like giving into a hustle culture, but we're really just listening to God's Spirit and what he has for us to do. So it might be different from another mum, it might be different from another woman from church, but just submit your plans to God and trust that he will show you the best that he has for you as a family as well. And don't give in to the hustle culture of having to do everything and being involved in everything. Just be very intentional in doing what God has for you. And I just wanted to finish this devotional series as well, because today is week 6, so it's the last of the devotional series. Just to remind you that I have a free devotional called Beautiful Truth, which you can access in the link in the podcast notes. So whether you're listening on YouTube or on Spotify, in the notes it's got the link for that devotional. I also just wanted to remind you that this is actually the last devotion in this devotional series, the Redeeming Time devotional series. And actually, there's going to be a little break here at the podcast for a few weeks, and I'll be back with a new podcast, a new season rather, season 3, on the 21st of April. So there's just going to be a break for a few weeks because of Easter and the kids being at home. But yes, I'll be back on the 21st of April for season 3, God willing. So anyway, I hope you have a really good week, and I'll speak to you soon.